Okay, good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. Sorry, a little delayed. Had a little bit of technological issues, but then again, what's a Monday without a little bit of computer issues? Happy to be with you this Monday, the last Monday in June, June 30th. Certainly, um, ready to start July. I really can't believe how fast June went. So the mug of the day, here we go. We got my red, white, and blue heart mug. Certainly July 4th is right around the corner. The parade in downtown Aurora is where I'll be. I will be walking again with the Roosevelt Aurora Post 84. If you are around and want to participate, by all means, let me know. And you can walk, if you're a veteran, you can walk with the post. If you're a spectator, need all the spectators we want to step on the sidelines and enjoy the Independence Day of our country. Now, our country has been up and down. Right now, I'm reading a book by John Meacham about Abraham Lincoln and the Civil War. It gives you some perspective that, our country has been challenged in the past and we've survived. Certainly, I don't want to discourage anybody from being active in their community or volunteering or reaching out to their elected officials like myself on the state level or congressional levels, and certainly becoming aware of what's going on the national level. I'm not going to touch too much on the national level, but we on the state are looking very closely to what is in the big bill that they are talking about, and if people will lose their health insurance. I know many folks, when they passed the Affordable Care Act, and people like to call it Obamacare, but the Affordable Care Act, that could not get insurance before, pre-existing conditions. And I know that a lot of small organizations go to the marketplace for insurance for their employees because they're just too small to have a plan of their own. Certainly there are pluses with regards to that program. But on the state level, we are working really closely at what's going to happen in Washington. Woo! On Saturday, it was hot and busy. We had our annual Shred and Recycle event. We do it once a year in the summertime, and I just want to thank everybody who came out. We had an extraordinarily large amount of cars. 336 cars is what I was told. Could be more than that once the final counts are coming in, but we had a fantastic turnout. Started with a 35-year-old pristine condition Camaro, which was right there in front. So certainly had a great time. We filled up the shred truck, had to go to the backup shred truck. We also got a large amount of gently used books that go to various literacy programs throughout the community, and a ton of eyeglasses and cell phones for mutual ground. So we're still looking at the numbers, seeing how we get, and certainly glad to have seen everybody at the Shred event. Very, very happy to see folks, shake their hands, say hello, and certainly hoped everybody stayed cool. Roger's joining us. Good morning, Roger. Good to see you. Last Friday, we talked about this before, is PTSD Awareness Day. We talked about it Friday, June 27th. Aim to raise awareness of post-traumatic stress disorder. I think we talked about this a little bit, but it can be from anywhere from childhood trauma to those serving in the military experiencing more trauma to average everyday people can get PTSD if they have an accident. Certainly, there's currently about 12 million people in the United States that have some sort of post-traumatic stress, and it's not uncommon. So certainly get help if you need it. For those veterans, my fellow veterans out there, ptsd.va.gov. You get a lot of resources on NAMI, NAMI, North American Mental Illness Alliance. You can certainly get resources out there, and it's not a strange thing. People do get it, so it's always good to have. Mental health is the same as physical health, so you got to get to mental health. Wednesday, July 2nd, Made in the USA Day. So Made in the USA Day is a holiday celebrated on July 2nd every year to recognize the importance of American-made products. So I understand that sometimes American-made products are a bit more expensive. However, what I have found really truly is American-made products last longer and they are much more higher quality. So I understand that in the short term, you might have a couple bucks to spend and you don't want to spend the higher price for American-made products, but in the long term, you'll actually probably save money. And then you're supporting products that were made here in the USA. And then July 4th, like I said, Independence Day is right around the corner. And 1776, founders came together and the guiding principles of our new nation. And so what's going on? Aurora, they have their parade starts off at 10 a.m. in downtown Aurora, and then they have fireworks at Rivers Edge Park, McCullough Park, Wilder Park, and the Promenade Park. Now, Rivers Edge Park is a little bit under construction, so I'm not sure which part of the park will be available, but the park opens at 6. And there are food trucks from 6 to 9:45. The fireworks are expected to be going at 9:30. In Naperville, they have evening fireworks at 9:30, view from the Frontier Sports Complex. In Naperville as well, they have with Rebuilding Together Aurora, along with the along with other veteran organizations. For some reason I just blanked on that. And but downtown on the July 4th there is a ruck march. So if you are here to want to get some rucking in, I do believe it is 5 miles and all downtown on Naperville. So let me pull that up really quick. I just saw it like the other day when I was walking by. So Independence Day, Freedom Ruck March on July 4th starts at 8 a.m. There is a barbecue afterwards. It is 5 miles, and it is with Freedom Ruck 2025, Naperville Response to Veterans. And again, check-in is at 7 a.m. It starts at the Riverwalk Grand Pavilion in Naperville. And there is a fee to do the ruck. It is a fundraiser. So after the ruck, you can join them at the Judd Kendall VFW for food, drinks, and family fun. Non-ruckers are available too. So it's Friday, July 4th, 7 a.m. step off, and it is a 5-mile ruck. So if you want to participate in that, there is a sign up that you can go to, and I will get that out in the chat for you momentarily. So certainly that is a great event and that you can certainly enjoy. Now, I have a bit of a knee issue here, so I will not be participating in the 5-mile ruck. Wish I was, but I am not. So certainly that that does kind of put a damper on my rucking ability. Roger, I said good morning to Ellen. Thank you for showing up. I just put the Freedom Ruck March in the chat for you all. So certainly, hopefully you can get there. So also, what else is going on in Oswego? Fireworks again in Oswego on Thursday on July 4th. Again, July 4th. Now, I do have to go back to Aurora. I just noticed this in my notes. It looks like Aurora is having their fireworks on July 3rd and the parade on July 4th. Naperville looks like they're having fireworks on July 4th, and Oswego is having fireworks on July 4th. So that's in my notes. Always double check though. I could have an error, but that's what the notes seem to say when they were put together. And if it rains on Thursday, Oswego actually has a rain day set for July 5th. So very good. So certainly that's our firework update. Now, where are we at? July 1. July 1, there's a couple new laws that are going into effect. Now, Illinois has our gas tax goes up based on the consumer price index. So it's going to go up a little bit. It's going to go up about 2%. They will raise the state's gasoline tax to 48 cents a gallon. Diesel fuel will increase to 55 cents a gallon, and this money goes directly to roads and bridges and infrastructure. Um, so you use the gas goes to what you use it on, because you got to drive on the roads, you got to have safe bridges, we have to have a good infrastructure. Just to let you know that that goes up a slight bit. Now, I know individuals talk to me about the price of gas. It is different everywhere. If you drive in Southern Illinois and the gas tax is lower than up here, it's not the state. But local municipalities can put on an additional tax for the local roads to be fixed. So that's why gas is more expensive in Chicago. Sometimes it's cheaper out in the burbs. And then if you go down south, it's cheaper there. However, the state gasoline tax is throughout the whole state. So whatever you're paying at a cheaper pump, it's still the same gas tax with regards to the state. The difference is the local gas. So I know a lot of people do get a little bit confused with that, but it is local government's gas tax that goes on top of the state gas tax that causes some price differential between areas. So just wanted to let you know. Also, July 1st is the Chicago minimum wage increase. So Illinois' minimum wage went up to $15 per hour on January 1, and that's where it's going to stay. That's where it's at. That's what the legislation called for. The city, Chicago's minimum wage goes into effect July 1 of each year. Now, currently, the city's minimum wage is 16.20 cents, so $16.20 per hour. For companies with 4 or more employees, tipped workers earn $11.02 per hour. The city ordinance requires the minimum wage to increase annually, according to the Consumer Price Index, like I said before, about 2%. So that means on July 1, Chicago's minimum wage will increase to $16.60 per hour, while the wage for tipped employees will increase $12.62 per hour. So just to let you know that individuals in Chicago have a different minimum wage than the rest of the state. So wanted to let you know that. And then also part of the state, we had a bill that was called Small Single-Use Plastic Bottle Act for hotels in Illinois with 50 or more rooms. So they're prohibited from providing small single-use plastic bottles with products like shampoo or body wash. Now, that doesn't mean they're not going to supply it. I know it's been going out on the internet that, oh, there's going to be no shampoo, nothing in the hotel rooms. But certainly, if you go to hotel rooms now, you're going to see larger bottles mounted to the wall. That's what, and they will be refillable. So by 2050, if you look at the research, plastic could outweigh all the fish in the oceans because of just the way that trash is just going everywhere and infiltrating every aspect of our environment. So small product bottles that are common in hotels, they go into the trash and then they wind up in our environment, in our waterways, in our ocean. So certainly larger refillable bottles will be there for you. You're going to start finding maybe soaps in small paper boxes. So certainly not plastic. And then some other bills that took effect July 1, they pertain to the state budget. So these are tax increases that are hitting the books. I did not vote for these tax increases, but the state will impose a tax of 25 cents for sports wagering beginning July 1. When $20 million in wage years has been placed, the tax will go up to 50 cents per wager, according to officials. Short-term rental properties like Airbnb and VRBO will now have to charge their tenants the state's hotel operators occupational tax, which they'd formerly be exempted from paying. The tax comes out of the rate of 6% of 94% of the gross receipts for the rental unit, according to the Department of Revenue. And then if you are a smoker or you use any tobacco products, you will now be taxed at a rate of 45% of their wholesale price, up from 36%. Vaping pens and nicotine gum are also going to be taxed at that rate, and that will go straight to the state's budget as well. What else is coming down the line for July 1? Certainly, we have a couple things that are in, we had a bill that passed that waives the fees for a new birth certificate or for search of a birth certificate for those with a guardian. So a request made by the Office of the State Guardian to the Office of the State Registrar. Those fees will be waived beginning July 1. We also passed a bill to allow parents to receive a certificate of birth following a spontaneous, unfortunately, death during or after the 20-week gestational period. This is according to Liam's law. If a stillbirth of the fetus occurs during or after the 20th gestational weeks, parents have the right to receive a certificate of birth for their child. The law going into effect on July 1 will also replace mother with patient. So you get a certificate of birth. Then a climate bill. So we had a House bill that's now law that requires public schools to teach students about the environment and ecological effects of climate change by the 2026-2027 school year. And then now law will be a cap on out-of-pocket costs that insurance companies can charge for insulin. It's called the Insulin Discount Program that will allow participants to purchase insulin at a discounted rate. And then we also, coming into law July 1, is a bill that allows a person in need of non-routine maintenance catheter care to be accepted into assisted living facilities. So it just makes a little bit more easier for individuals to make it into assisted living facilities. Then we have a bill that was started by some very astute students to make opioid antagonists such as Narcan available where the state agencies are located, also in like libraries and stuff like that. The Good Samaritan Act was amended to exempt employees of state agencies from civil liability if they need to administer an opioid antagonist. We into law July 1, judges will no longer determine, but are rather mandated to ask if an individual needs interpretive assistance. The availability of foreign language translators to inform people of their rights. So they have the right to request an interpreter for assistance, and it should be in at least 13 different languages. Believe it or not, we have a lot of languages spoken in Illinois. And then youth that were juveniles that were sexually exploited or were engaging in juvenile prostitution, we did change the law to allow them to seal their felony prostitution arrests if they were a young child and potentially a victim of human trafficking or exploitation. So certainly trying to protect youth that are in very dire situations with regards to that as well. And so then if look at your town, there's at least 50 municipalities that are set to increase their local sales tax on July 1. Certainly we have a whole list, but I would say really should look at where you live and see where you're at. And then if you are signed up for my email list, we will send out new laws taken into effect that you should know about. So we will email that out to you and you can be more aware of things. So certainly that's a great thing. So to be in the know. So what else is going on? It's been fairly light. I haven't had any bills that have been signed right now. So really a little bit low on the notes. Of course, dangerously high heat. We've been sending that out on our email list. You can get on my email list at ildistrict84.com. Stay inside as you can. If you don't have air conditioning in your home, please go to a cooling site. Wear light, colored, loose fitting clothing. Stay hydrated, drink lots of water. Avoid unnecessary activities outside, slow down, and also your pets. I've been saying this before, watch out about your pets. Do not leave them in a parked car, and try not to walk them when they're very hot, because the cement and the asphalt can be over 100 degrees on your feet. Now, of course, cooling centers, any public building is a cooling center. Um, you can go on your town's websites and they should have a list of cooling centers as well. So libraries, government buildings can certainly let you in to cool off. Certainly there's a couple bills that were delayed, the cell phone restriction bill, and we talked about transit. I talked about IDFR adding more licensing. They just this week added another 18 additional licenses. So this completed phase 2.2 of the rollout. Additional updates are expected in the next coming weeks as phase 2 reaches full implementation. So we talked about that. And then, believe it or not, Illinois is on pace to surpass last year's number of train-related fatalities. Not a good sign. 46 deaths have already been reported, and that was in 2024. And then, certainly it's on the rise. It's getting close to that number, and we certainly need to be careful. The most recent incidents occurred in Normal, Illinois, and Casey, Illinois, earlier this week. Individuals attempt to cross railroad tracks ahead of oncoming trains and try to beat the train, and it doesn't work. So please be careful when a train is approaching. And then some bills were set to go to the governor's desk. We'll see when they get signed, so we can talk about those. So the governor should start signing bills shortly. He has 60 days to sign them. So we adjourned May 31st. So by July 31st, some of the bills should be getting signed, or 90 days. He has 90 days to sign it, or August they'll start signing it as well. Illinois does the same thing as the gas. They set to increase their water rates every year. So in Aurora, you will see your water go up $1.64. And then DuPage Forest Preserves are searching for a long-term solution for Oak Cottage, a historic house located in Naperville's Green Valley Forest Preserve. So they are looking for ideas for that to implement a long-term preservation and maintenance strategy. Now, very exciting. I do happen to wear Birkenstocks. So Birkenstocks is opening its first standalone storefront in the Midwest United States, choosing downtown Naperville for its flagship location. So it's opened its doors on Saturday, 20 West Jefferson Avenue. Certainly, of course, Illinois is a hub. So the new store offers shoppers with a wide selection of Birkenstock signature sandals, shoes, and boots. So, and then police are warning businesses across several suburbs after reports of a scam involving fraudulent utility calls and Bitcoin payments. Nobody's going to want a Bitcoin payment. If they call you up and say you have to pay in Bitcoin, hang up. It's a spam. And then neighborhood restaurants are recognized with the 2025 Wine Spectator Award. And then East Aurora students and lifelong friends were accepted to Harvard together. So my daughter went to East Aurora schools. My son went to East Aurora schools. And I know that they have been working very, very hard with regards to increasing their student performance, and all their schools are at satisfactory now. And it is remarkable for the East Aurora community. 3 childhood friends and classmates from East Aurora High School have been accepted into Harvard University, one of the most competitive institutions in the country. Seniors Kevin Martinez, Paul Perez, and Hector Montello Barrana are not only shared classrooms and a tennis court, but they also hold top academic rankings for their graduating class, number 1, number 2, and number 4, respectively. The trio decided to take a chance and apply to Harvard together, despite the university's acceptance rates of under 5%, and it paid off. They credit their success to their family's sacrifices and strong community support, and their story highlights the determination and academic excellence found throughout many students in the district and should be inspiring. So I will leave you with that tidbit and that just a wonderful news on this sunny and hot Monday. Again, be cool. Be safe and make sure you hydrate and drink a lot of water. Thank you, Bob, for coming in, Roger, Ellen, and everybody for participating. It's a short coffee chat this morning, but again, enjoy the holiday. And I want to leave you with one more thing from the Aurora Fire Department. Fireworks are deadly. Even sprinklers are so hot they can melt metal. So certainly, please be safe this holiday season. A lot of veterans, we talked about PTSD, a lot of veterans do get anxious and can have episodes with regards to fireworks going off in the community. So please be careful to identify if there are any veterans in your community. 4th of July is not a fun time for them with a lot of fireworks going off again, and our dogs, animals do have anxiety attacks with regards to fireworks as well. So please be cognizant of your neighbor. Please be respectful. And remember that large fireworks are not legal here in Illinois. I know it's very easy to go across the border and bring them back, but I would ask you not to, because the police will be enforcing the fireworks ordinance. So again, please be safe. Please use the fireworks that are available here in the state. Be very careful with sprinklers. And I hope everybody has a safe and enjoyable 4th of July. A lot of injuries do happen with illegal fireworks in Illinois. So please be safe. So with that, take care, everybody. Have a great day. Have a great Monday. And we will be Zooming with you in July already. Take care, all.